Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Narayanam Namaskritya Naram Chaiva Narottamam Devim Saraswatim Vyasam Tato Jayamudirayat. Ashtaprayeshu Bhadreshu Nityam Bhagavata Sevaya Bhagavate Uttama Shloke Bhaktir Bhavati Naistaki. Om Agnanativinandasya Gnananjana Shalakaya Chakshurunmilitam Mena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Vichaitanyamanobhishtam Sthapitam Mena Bhutale Swayam Rupakadamayim Dadati Swapadantikam. Vandeham Shri Guru Shri Tapadakamam Shri Gurun Vaishnavanscha. Nirupam Sagrajatam Sagana Raghunathanvitam Tam Sudivam. Sadvaitam Savadutam Parijana Saitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam. Shri Radha Krishna Padan Sagana Lalita Shri Vishakhanvitam Stam. Hey Krishna Karuna Sindhu Dina Bandhu Jagatpate. Gopesha Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namostute. Tapta Kanchana Gaurangi Radhe Vrindavaneshwari. Vrishabhanusute Devi Pranamami Haripriye. Mancha kalpatarubhyascha kripa sindhubhya eva च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः। जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर शिवासादि गौर भक्तवृंद। हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे। हरे कृष्णा। Okay, thank you all for joining. I'm going to read from okay, so we finished till verse 20, verse 21. So these are beautiful prayers of Queen Kunti. Krishnaya Vasudevaya Devaki Nandanaya Cha Nanda Gopakumaraya Govindaya Namo Namaha. Krishnaya Vasudevaya Namo Namaha. To whom? Krishnaya. To Krishna. Vasudevaya, son of Vasudeva. Devaki Nandanaya. Devaki Nandana, pleasure of Devaki. Nanda Gopakumara. Nanda was a Gopa, covered man. Kumara, his son, boy. Govindaya, the enlivener of the cows and senses. Namo Namaha, who is offering obeisances. So the purport, Prabhupada writes, Queen Kunti specifically adores the incarnation or descent of Lord Krishna above all other incarnations, because in this particular incarnation he is more approachable. In the Rama incarnation, he remained a king's son from his very childhood. But in the incarnation of Krishna, although he was the son of a king, he at once left the shelter of his real father and mother, Vasudeva and Devaki, just after his appearance, and went to the lap of Yashoda Mai to play the part of an ordinary cowherd boy in the blessed Brajabhumi, which is very sanctified because of his childhood pastimes. Therefore, Lord Krishna is more merciful than Lord Rama. Okay, just to wake up maybe everybody from their work, shake up rather. So just you can all tell which form of the Lord attracts you and why. One by one. 30 seconds.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna.
Chaitanya Mahaprabhu.
Okay.
And Shyam Sundar.
Okay, Shyam Sundar. So why?
Shyam Sundar because only Shyam Sundar form of the Lord is the most enjoyable and most lovable, and I mean the main uh, origin of Krishna,
Okay.
and full of leelas and pastimes.
Okay.
And Chaitanya Mahaprabhu because he is the most merciful form
Mercy.
of Krishna. Yeah. So.
Okay. Not form of Krishna, he is Krishna only.
I mean, yeah, Krishna.
Okay. Okay. Others?
Hare
Yeah.
Krishna Prabhu.
Hare Krishna Mataji.
Uh, I would say Jagannath Prabhu.
Okay.
He's all attractive. When
It's
we
all
go to the temple, tears just roll down.
okay. Jagannath.
Extremely, yeah.
Okay.
Hare Krishna Prabhu.
After wife, husband. Hmm.
Same Prabhu. Jagannath. I think, I don't know, little bit selfish. I feel like more mercy I can gain from Jagannath. So.
But Jagannath is not different from Krishna.
Yes. Yeah.
Jagannath is Krishna.
Yes. Otherwise,
okay.
also I really like Narsimhadev as well.
Okay.
Narsimhadev. Yeah.
Okay. Okay. Other devotees? Quickly. Which form of the Lord and why? Okay. You want to keep it. You don't want to disclose it, it's fine. Okay. So here, Kunti Maharani is giving her reason. Our Prabhupada is giving Kunti Maharani's reason. Why? Kunti Maharani likes Krishna because he's more approachable. He's more approachable than even Lord Rama, and of course, more approachable than Narayana. And of course, here Prabhupada is also alluding towards his childhood pastimes. So there's a big difference between Krishna's Kaumara pastimes and Pauganda pastimes. Kaumara is 0 to 5 or whatever, birth to 5 years. And 6 to 10 is Pauganda. And so childhood pastimes are, many people are attracted by childhood pastimes. Pauganda pastimes are different. And these things we have to read actually. We have to come to 10th canto. Only then we can start actually appreciating the different rasas that Krishna demonstrates during different ages. Right. So anyway, so this is one reason. So Krishna is more approachable. Nanda and Yashoda are more fortunate because they could relish the Lord's childhood pastimes, which are more attractive than all other pastimes. So Prabhupada is saying childhood pastimes are more attractive than all other pastimes. There's no parallel to his childhood pastimes as exhibited at Rajabhumi. Actually, this is so wonderful. Krishna's childhood pastimes are exactly like a child in this material world. So I'll just, one or two pastimes I'll share. Like, for example, when children, very young children, they want to walk. What will they do? They'll try to stand up. Just imagine. So they'll try to stand up and then they'll fall on the ground again. So Krishna is also trying to walk. He tries to stand up and then he falls. Then looking at Mother Yashoda and crying, I'm not able to walk. And then Mother Yashoda gives her finger to Krishna to hold. And then Krishna holds her finger and then gets up. And then he is very happy. Like, just imagine, Supreme Lord not able to stand by himself. So these pastimes are just, way beyond any conception of Krishna being Supreme Lord, right? So that is the reason why many people, and of course, his butter, stealing butter, doing all kinds of mischief. And Krishna stops all this mischief at the age of 6. As soon as he comes into Poganda, he stops all mischief. But Prabhupada is saying childhood pastimes are more attractive. Of course, this is not, every devotee has his or her own bhava, right? And we have to go to that stage slowly and steadily, purify ourselves from all material contamination. Then we will come to start understanding, appreciating different pastimes, different moods of Krishna. Okay. So she's just offering obeisances and using all these various names and helping us reminding us how he is Nanda Gopa Kumara, how is Devaki Nandana, so that we can remember all those pastimes associated. Actually, this is a very big topic which I'll not touch upon now. There's no parallel to his childhood pastimes as exhibited at Vrajabhumi, which are replicas of his eternal affairs in the original Krishna Loka. So I'm just mentioning now that there is so in Krishna Loka pastimes are different yet non-different. The replicas, in the sense, they are not exactly the same. Okay, but it's a very deep topic. But so we should understand that. So, for example, in Vrajabhumi, in Goloka Vrindavan, there are no enemies or asuras because it's Goloka. There are no asuras. But still, Krishna's boyfriend's experience, because most of this asura killing in Bhauma Vrindavan, when he comes down here, when he manifests himself in the material world, most of the asura killing happens when he is with his boys, mostly. Right, and then they come and glorify him. My friend Krishna is so brave. He's so like this, so that. Now there are no asuras in Vrajabhumi, but still the boys experience a similar, and they have a similar experience. So that's why it's a very exalted topic, but it's same but slightly different. Goloka compared to this is called Gokula or Boma. See here, Prabhupada is saying, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu therefore confirmed that no one is as fortunate the residents of Vrajabhumi, and especially the cowherd girls. And when cowherd girls came into the picture, there are no childhood pastimes, right? Krishna actually came into Pauganda when they saw him, and Krishna showed off in the Kaliya pastime. That is the first time actually gopis saw Krishna, they said, and that Krishna was showing off. I am the hero. So later only after that, so dedicated their everything for the satisfaction of the Lord. Selfless, total 100% selfless service. Anyway, so all these things will come in the 10th canto. So when we come to the 10th canto, whenever we come, Krishna willing, so we're going to discuss, because actually Prabhupada's purports end with the 13th chapter, I think. So yeah, mostly commentaries from Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur, Jiva Goswami, those things are discussed in purport. So we'll possibly pick one of them and study. And that's actually, really the whole idea of studying the first 9 cantos is to purify ourselves so that we can prepare ourselves to enter into the pastimes of the 10th canto. So we'll enter the Rasamalayam then. Okay, 22. And this is also very famous prayer. Nama Pankaja Nabhaya, Nama Pankaja Maline, Nama Pankaja Netraya, Namaste Pankajangre. Have I shown this before? How Krishna's eyes look? If somebody remember, because I do it in different classes, so I can't remember. Did I do here? Yes, no, all right.
No, Prabhu.
No, okay, thank you. So Krishna's eyes looks like this. Can you imagine? Like this, just tilt it so that it becomes, maybe slightly more horizontal. It's like this, broad and tapering towards one side like that. So, and Shastra saying that, this is the best we can describe. Actually, because his beauty is beyond material words, beyond objects of this material world, beyond any poet can describe. But we still have to try and understand. We still have to somehow get attracted by his beauty. How do we get attracted? So here Kunti Maharani is comparing. So she's seeing Krishna in front of her and she's comparing. Nama Pankaja Nabhaya. Your Nabhi, is like Pankaja. He's like lotus. Abdomen is like marked with a depression like a lotus flower. Pankaja Maline. So you're wearing always decorated with a garland of lotus flowers. Pankaja Maline. Pankaja Netraya. The glance is as cooling. Glance, so this is the lotus petals, the glance, like cooling as a lotus flower. Namaste Pankaja Angraya, lotus feet. Your feet, soles of his feet are engraved with lotus flowers also. And therefore they are said to possess lotus feet. And so why do we call it lotus feet? Because actually his feet are engraved with lotus flowers. So because Queen Kunti is looking at Krishna in front of him and she is describing, saying that this is the best we can understand or appreciate the beauty of Krishna. Actually, Krishna's beauty is so unimaginable to describe. So it is said that there are 4 aspects of his beauty. One is beauty itself. Like he's just beautiful beyond description. As in, there is no way to describe his beauty in finite words. So he's just like beautiful, whatever that means. Then the other is softness. His body is like soft like butter. Can you imagine? How can somebody's body be like soft like butter? And then he is going and killing Kamsa. Softness. Then fragrance. Just his bodily fragrance. Bodily fragrance. And then there's one more. Fragrance, beauty, sweetness. Sweetness. So that's sweetness. So these are all aspects of his beauty, of Krishna's beauty, right? So, but different poets, different acharyas describe him differently, but that is why, when the devotee at the stage of Krishna Prema, when he actually sees Krishna, and he just all his senses are jolted because it's just beyond. I mean, just try to imagine. I'm saying, even if you try to imagine, we cannot. Our mind cannot build a picture of Krishna and build the wholehearted, I mean, like full-fledged picture of Krishna and his beauty. It's just not possible. Right? So she's describing, and what happens when we read verses like this? And read verses like this, we should feel, oh my God, I mean, it should be really beautiful, but I have no idea how beautiful he is. And what is the only way? The only way I can realize this is when I see him eye to eye, face to face. Right? So then what do we do? How do we see him face to face? How do we see him face to face? What should we do to see him face to face? What should we do? Any thoughts?
Go back to Godhead.
Go back to Godhead. Okay. Good idea. Go back to Godhead and see Krishna. Okay.
Prabhuji, we should purify ourselves to.
We should purify ourselves. Okay. Now we should reach the stage of Krishna Prema. When we reach the stage of Krishna Prema, then Krishna will reveal himself. All of you should read this book called Madhurya Kadambini. It is a mandatory book. It's not some esoteric pastimes or anything like that. Madhurya Kadambini should be read. It's tattva about various stages of bhakti, Adu Shraddha, Sadhu Sangha, Bhajana Kriya, etc. And there's description about what happens in the stage of prema. It's just mind blowing. So actually the devotee sees Krishna. Krishna reveals himself. So devotee literally sees Krishna. One by one, all the senses get an experience of Krishna. Eyes see Krishna, then skin experiences the touch of Krishna, nose experiences the fragrance from Krishna's body, ears hear the sound from his flute. So Krishna Prema is the answer for this. And how do we reach Krishna Prema? How do we reach the stage of Krishna Prema? See, these things we should know very, very clearly, right? Because this is exactly what we are here for. Why we are going through all this is because eventually we have to reach that stage. So first is we have to come to Brahmabhuta stage. So those who are noting, please note, because this should be in front of us, like vividly in front of our eyes. So first is Brahmabhuta. Brahmabhuta prasannatma na sochati na kankshati tamas sarveshu bhuteshu mad bhaktim labate param. So Brahmabhuta means Brahman, realization of Brahman, which basically means from a practical viewpoint, just raising above the material, above this material world. Samas sarveshu bhuteshu. Seeing everybody equally, not disturbed by material life, basically. Right? So when we come to Brahmabhuta, then Krishna is saying Brahmabhuta prasannatma. Then we become prasanna, happy. Na sochati, na kankshati. Sochati, no lamentation, na kankshati. No desires, material. Samas sarveshu bhuteshu. These are all living entities equally. Mad bhaktim labate param. When Krishna is saying, then he will get my bhakti. That bhakti means what? That he will make progress and he will come to prema, bhava prema. But first is raising above all this material mundaneness. Then we will make progress as ruchi, asakti, bhava, prema. So how do we achieve this? We have achieved this only by doing Tibra Bhakti. Because we have to do chanting offenselessly, right? Then we have to live a powerful day, must be Krishna conscious. So for which one cannot be working all their life. So which means that somebody wants to achieve Krishna Prema has to make sure that he or she will get out of this working mode at some stage in their life, because only after that, I mean, serious bhakti can happen. Otherwise, consciousness is fully drowned in work and money and responsibilities and this and so grihastha life is just preparation for actual sadhana, which will start later. But many people are just stuck in grihastha and they don't want to come out of that at all. We don't want to come out of that, then we cannot make progress, serious progress. But at the same time, we can't run away from our duties. So we do our duty, but make sure that we are wrapping up. We have a plan to wrap up material life, grihastha life. Because only then and we cannot jump also. If we skip grihastha life, of course, if somebody is a brahmachari, then it's fine all their life. So you can't prematurely skip also. We have to go through it, go through the grind. So for which you have to do Tivra Bhakti. We are in family, but we are not living like karmis. We cannot be living like karmis. Just worrying about each other's material happiness and going about material functions, go to this function, that function, obligations from relatives. We can't live like that. If we live like that, then we will not become serious. And if you don't become serious, many people saying that why you have to be serious. Bhakti is fun. What is fun in bhakti? Of course, Krishna says Susukham. But that Susukham is not our Sukha. It is Krishna's Sukha. When Krishna is happy, then we experience happiness. But that doesn't come out so cheaply. Otherwise, we are experiencing happiness that is just our. We're still on the material platform, so we're experiencing. It's like a pervert. It's better because it's in connection with Krishna, but actually it's material happiness. Oh, I ate this prasadam and it was so nice. Oh, this was nice, that was not nice. This is all mundane platform. How can one prasadam be nice and the other prasadam be not nice? Because everything is prasadam. So when we speak like this, like saying, I like this kirtan, I didn't like that kirtan. I like this class, I didn't like that class. Which means that it's purely on the mundane platform, right? We are just superimposing our material thoughts on activities of bhakti. So we have to make serious progress to come to this stage in Krishna Prema. Okay, so Prabhupada is saying Lord accepts the Archa Vigraha in different elements, namely a form within mind, wood, earth, metal, jewel, paint, bronze, sand, etc. All such forms of the Lord are always decorated with garlands of lotus flowers. And there should be soothing atmosphere in the temple of worship to attract the burning attention of the non-devotees, always engaged in material wranglings. So we should create a soothing atmosphere. Soothing atmosphere is not created just by the altar. Soothing atmosphere is created by the devotees in the temple also. So we should attract people when they come. They should look at us and say, wow, this looks so different, so nice. I feel like coming here again. If this looks like just any other place in the material world where people are quarreling and this and that, and it's just no happiness to be seen, then why will people be attracted to come to the temple? So, and of course, the Lord becomes happy if the devotees are serving him happily. And that will also be experienced in the atmosphere that we create. One should begin to see the Lord from his lotus feet gradually rising to the thighs, waist, chest, and face. One should not try to look at the face of the Lord without being accustomed to seeing the lotus feet of the Lord. Srimati Kunti, because of her being the aunt of the Lord, did not begin to see the Lord from the lotus feet because the Lord might feel ashamed. And thus Kunti Devi, just to save painful situation for the Lord, began to see the Lord just above his lotus feet, from the waist, gradually rising to the face and then down to the feet. So Prabhupada is revealing why Kunti Rani is starting from Nama Pankaja Nabhaya. Why not Nama Pankaj Angreye? Because there's a reason. She's his aunt who didn't want to embarrass Krishna by looking at his feet. So this is like Acharyas revealing the secrets, why other devotees are doing what they're doing. So Archa Vigraha form, we have to get attracted to the Archa Vigraha form, because Archa Vigraha form is, Lord has accepted that form. And of course, then we also have to get attracted to Nama, understand that Nama is non-different from Krishna. And then we eventually realize Krishna through the Nama, by means of the Nama. So we have to, if we are only attracted to the deity form, but we are not attracted to Nama, that is still neophyte stage. Bhagavata Vidhi is Shravanam Kirtanam. Pancharatrika Vidhi is Archanam, deity worship, etc. So our path is actually both, but primary is Bhagavata Vidhi, Shravanam Kirtanam. So which means Nama has to attract us. We have to come to that level, being attracted by Krishna's name. Not Kirtan, Japa. Kirtan, normally we get attracted by music, tunes, but not by the Nama. So real test of how attracted we are towards the nama is japa. Okay, so I'll stop here. We are just able to do 2 verses, but these verses are so beautiful. Like I said, I'm going to go slow. I'm in no hurry to finish this because there's so much of rasa in these verses. And when we read these purports, and we have to really go into the depth of it. Okay, if there are any questions, I can try to answer. Okay, no questions means I shall end. Panchakalpatarubhyascha kripa sindhubhyo cha patitanam pavanebhyo vaishnavebhyo namo namah. Ananta Koti Vaishnava Ki Jai Jagat Guru Shloka Prabhupada Ki Jai. Hare Krishna.